I'm here to teach you how to cure fin rot. And if you know for sure that you have fin rot, go ahead and click right here. And that's going to go ahead and teach you how to treat it. If you're not sure that you have fin rot, go ahead and tell you some of the symptoms, how to treat it, some other stuff like that, just to make sure that it is fin rot and not something else. Okay, so first off, I'm going to start off with talking about symptoms that you could see on your fish, and this will let you know if you have fin rot or not. There may be white dots on the body, which is what happened in my 20-gallon fish tank. All the fish kind of had white dots on them. Some were just not eating, they didn't have a lot of energy, they were kind of just chilling at the top. And also some of their poop was all stringy and white, and so that's some things you could see that, you know, that aren't right. It's some signs that something's wrong with them. And so if there is a bunch of dots on the body, it could be ick in some cases. But I saw there was fraying on the fins of the fish and edges cut out, and they're kind of brown and blackish. So those are some differences between ick and fin rot, because they can be similar sometimes if the kind of the dots are on the body. Alright, so what causes fin rot? Basically, water quality is a big one. Same with stress. Those two things could lead to fin rot. Fin rot is a bacterial infection, and so having poor water qualities and stressed out fish, their immune system wouldn't be able to fight it off, and that's when you start getting outbreaks of this stuff going on. So it is preventable, which is good. Like I just said, poor water quality and stress. So look at your fish tank and determine, have I been keeping up on maintenance? Have I been cleaning it? Or have you stressed them out recently? Has there been any new fish in there? You have a fish that maybe picks on the other ones or kind of chases them? That could lead to stress, and then you'll get an outbreak. So just kind of take time and think back, look at your fish tanks, see if there's anything that could have caused it. This disease is really treatable, which is nice, but if you catch it in the early stages, it's a lot easier than if you get it late. And late, if you catch it when it's advanced, there's a good chance you're going to lose a lot of fish, which is what happened to me. I was kind of being lazy, and I was just going in and out every day, just feeding the fish, and then not really looking at them, coming back, feeding them that night, going to bed. So doing that for a couple weeks and then maybe not maintaining as well as I should have led to a bad water quality, which led to an outbreak. So I ended up losing some fish because of it, but I got it treated in the end. So it can be contagious. That's one thing that I saw that was kind of disputed. There's some people who said that they've had fish with it and it never spread to the other ones, and there's been some cases where all the fish have got it. So it kind of depends. It's best to just either remove the fish and treat it separately, but since it could be contagious, I'd recommend just treating the whole tank. The way that I did it, it was fish and shrimp safe, so there wasn't really any downside to it or negative impacts it had on the shrimp or the plants or anything. So it's best to just treat the whole tank, I think. Fin rot will kill your fish if you don't do anything about it. But if you treat it early on, it shouldn't do a whole lot of damage to your fish. The fins will come back. If you do get base damage, like the whole fin's gone and it's kind of at the base and body of the fish, then it probably won't recover. It's a good chance it'll die, but that's why you gotta catch it early on. Alright, so I said earlier that it was treatable, and there's multiple ways you could do this. Hopefully you know now whether or not you got a better idea if you have fin rot or not. And if you do, here's some things that you could do to treat it. I personally you could use any sort of bacterial medicine because fin rot is a bacterial disease. So go ahead, get yourself any of these things, they'll help treat it. If you don't want to use medicine and it's not very severe, you could go ahead and use actually non-iodized salt or aquarium salt, and that will help out with bacterial infections. So that's always worth a try. But if it is kind of severe and you want to treat it with medicine, here is how you do it. So the following footages that I have been showing have been of the guppy tank that I've had fin rot in, and I used, alright, so here's the bottle right here. It's called Maggitarium Bacterial Infection Remedy. That's quite the name. It offers relief from bacterial and fungal infections, effective herbal alternative to chemical medications, non-toxic, environmentally friendly formula, safe for live plants, and will not harm biological filter. So yeah, this is what I used. I treated it for 2 drops per gallon twice a day, and this is for aquariums with shrimp. So that's what I used. Normal ones you just add 10 drops per gallon, you add 10 drops per gallon, or 1 teaspoon per 10 gallons. Okay, and stir or allow pump to circulate. Treat every other day for a total of 3 treatments. So if you don't have shrimp in the tank, it should only take you 3 days to get done treating with this. And if you do have shrimp or other stuff like that, that'll be six treatments, but it's still 3 days. So with this, it should only take 3 days to treat, and in that time you shouldn't see a whole lot of loss of fish. And yeah, it works pretty good. By the 3rd day I did notice a severe improvement, and the majority of the fish were pretty much recovered. It was just the ones that were like pretty severe that didn't make it, and those are the ones that just died from it. So if they're too far gone, like I talked about, if it goes to the base of the fin, then chances are they probably won't make it. But yeah, all the rest of them, fins recovered. There's still some that are edged, but they got their appetite back and their energies back up and they're swimming normal, so they'll recover fine. So yeah, any sort of bacterial medicine will work. Malefics is another one. It doesn't matter which one you use, they all treat it well. So if it is Malefics, I'm not sure what the directions are exactly, so it works. Pretty easily treatable. Just make sure you're watching your fish and looking out for those early signs so you can treat it before it becomes a bigger problem. That's basically all I got for you guys. So if you did find this useful, please leave a like and help other people find it who may be needing some help with their fish tanks. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment because I respond to everyone, and you could have a chance to win Comment of the Week. Speaking of which, let's do some Comment of the Week.
Alright, welcome to Comment of the Week. Last week's video was Fishy Pam's plan for 2022. We had some good comments on there. With this one, Big B Gaming. You know, this comment just hit home. If you didn't see last week's video, go ahead and check that out, because the icicles, you're just gonna have to watch that video for that comment to make sense. Alright, I do have a second comment for this week. It's by Captain KidCat. He's given us some wise words. I was planning on uploading this video like 2 weeks ago, and then editing ended up taking a lot longer than I thought it would, and I just got unmotivated. But it's okay because I'm finishing it now. So hey, I'm trying to stick to the plan, but I'm gonna need some help. You better dang like this video, otherwise the